O'clock. Actually, we're after 12, so it is afternoon. We are blessed to be able to come to you once again in 2013 at the Graham County Heritage Festival. We're thankful that the rain has let up enough to allow us to put this thing on, but rain, sleet, snow, or shine, we're going to do this thing. So if y'all will bear with us, we're going to have you some good music. There's going to be some good food. And to kick this thing off, we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful opening ceremony. Direct your attention to the center mic and Mr. Howard Garfield.
Good afternoon. We're here to honor the United States of America on her birthday, and for no other reason. We will have a posting of the colors shortly, and then we'll have the flag raising, and we'll have taps to the flag as the flag goes up, and then we'll have a Pledge of Allegiance. And I want to encourage you to show the proper respect. Not that you're disrespectful, but a lot of people just don't know. Your children and anybody that is not in the military or hasn't been in the military, you stand at attention, you place your hand over your heart. That's simple. If you are a past member of the military, a veteran, you're entitled to give the right hand salute, whether you're covered or not. Now, if you are covered, it looks better. But you will never be denied the right to salute that flag, as we do. Honor hard. Post the colors. I would ask you now to share with me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America, one nation, under God. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two. Be seated, please. I have put together a few thoughts that I thought you might enjoy, because it's all about America. And it says, "Happy birthday, America." 236 years ago, a group of farmers, merchants, and landowners and businessmen signed their names to a document that was sure to mean their imprisonment or death if they were caught. The document was a Declaration of Independence from the King of England The signing of it signifies the birth of our nation and an experiment in freedom and self-reliance that still exists today. The great experiment has thus far survived foreign wars, a terrible civil war, political turmoil, an unrest, and the emergency of the United States as a world power. Freedom is not a tidy thing. It is messy and fought with pearl. Freedom requires individual responsibility and self-reliance. Freedom must also be defended and continually reaffirmed. It must be constantly defended from not only foreign enemies, but also domestic and social threats and a deviation from our Constitution. Our freedom has been paid for by veterans of our military, the pioneers of our country, the establishment of our republic, and even the private citizens that faithfully work every day to raise their families and form out towns and cities. In the United States, one is free to succeed and free to fail. And one is free to rise from the ashes of failure and succeed no matter what they are. Today, our birthday as a nation, and we joyously celebrate. But we should celebrate our precious freedom every day and never take it for granted. We must never forget the sacrifices of our veterans and honor them by living our lives to the fullest of the freedom that they have purchased and continue to purchase. So as we enjoy our barbecue and our parades and our fireworks of the day, we remember with gratitude and joy just what the great experiment meant and what it means, and know that there is no other country on this place or a place like this on this earth that compares to the United States of America. Happy birthday, America. And we often wonder, what was the cost of having a Declaration of Independence? Here's a bit of history for you, very short. Have you ever wondered what happened to the 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence? 5 signers were captured by the British as traitors and tortured before they died. 12 had their homes ransacked and burned. 2 lost their sons serving in the Revolutionary War and had 2 sons captured. 9 of the 56 fought and died from wounds or hardships in the Revolutionary War. They signed their pledge, and they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. What kind of men were they? 24 were lawyers and jurists. 11 were merchants. 9 were farmers and large plantation owners. Men of means, well educated. But they signed the Declaration of Independence knowing full well that the penalty would be death if they were captured. Carter Braxton of Virginia, a wealthy planter and a trader, not a trader, but a man that dealt in trading goods, saw his ship sank from the seas by the British Navy. He sold his home and properties to pay the debt, and he died in rags. Thomas McKinnon was so hounded by the British that he was forced to move his family almost constantly. He served the Congress without pay Hey, that's a new one. And his family was kept in hiding. His possessions were taken from him, and poverty was his reward. Vandals or soldiers looted the properties of Dillery, Hall, Clymer, Walton, Gwinnett, Haywood, Rutledge, and Middleton. At the Battle of Yorktown, Thomas Nelson Jr. noted that the British General Cornwallis had taken over the Nelson home for his headquarters. He quietly urged General George Washington to open fire. The home was destroyed and Nelson died bankrupt. Francis Lewis had his home and properties destroyed. The enemy jailed his wife and she died within a few months. John Hart was driven from his wife's bedside as she was dying. Their 13 children fled for their lives. His fields and his grist mill were laid to waste. For more than a year he lived in the forest and caves, returning home to find his wife dead and his children vanished. So take a few minutes while enjoying the 4th of this July holiday and silently thank these patriots. It's not that much to ask for the price they paid. Just remember that freedom isn't free. And I hope you will show your support by sharing your thoughts on this with your neighbors, your friends that are not here. I can only say one thing in closing. God bless America. Thank you.